Welcome to our next episode of
Fandom
Family
Chats.
This is a production of Family Fan Clubs on Facebook. You can find us all over Facebook. You can find us all over social media under Fandom Family Chats. Look us up, get dialed in, get plugged in, and get ready to listen to some crazy people talk crazy stuff.
Welcome back to Fandom Family Chats. I'm Amanda.
I'm Jeanette.
And today we are discussing the second half of season 3 of Bridgerton.
We are. Where do we start?
Oh,
This is going to be tough, okay? And this is so
is.
funny because, I mean, I feel like most people, like, I'm usually, I feel like the positive one when we're on here recapping stuff. I don't complain about stuff too often.
I do.
I'm going to complain a lot today.
We both are. I'm sorry.
It's just not. I have rewatched season 1 and season 2 probably 5-6 times. I love it.
Yes.
I've even seen Queen Charlotte, I think 2.5 times. Loved it. I don't think I will ever watch this again.
No, I didn't even rewatch it to do the podcast, which
I was going to say, usually we do that. I didn't. I had no desire to rewatch it.
I really didn't. And you know what? It's not anything. I want to put this first and foremost. It's not anything to do with the cast.
No.
Or the acting.
No.
Or anything. It was the showrunner, the script.
They just took some creative liberties that I would not have taken.
No. They took it to. I loved Bridgerton because it was like that old, kind of classy in their classic ways, and put a modern spin on it.
Yeah.
But I feel like they went too out of character.
They just changed too much. And I understand book adaptations, they're never going to be exactly. I'm not saying that because season 2 was quite a bit different than the book. But we were happy with the changes that were made. It's still, the end result was still the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. And I will say season 3, the end result was still the same with those characters. But where are we going in the future? It doesn't look like it's going to stay the same. And that is where it irritates me.
I'm irritated with that. I'm irritated that half the time I was forgetting of who this season was about.
That I think was one of the biggest issues. Like, so unfair. And did you hear? I didn't do research to find out how, like, what was cut and all this, but I heard that some of like Poland scenes were cut, or Poland scenes were cut. So like
I didn't hear it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, because we heard like Nicola and Luke like hype up about how there were going to be these super spicy, the spiciest season yet. Like all this stuff's going to happen. Not really. Like the carriage,
it just fell flat.
Was fantastic. The mirror scene was good a little like in the beginning of it, but then it moved so fast that it still, I think, was not.
We got past the mirror scene. I was like, was that the mirror scene?
Yeah, like it was started off strong. I was like, okay, here we go. Like this is gonna be good. And then I was like, wait, that was it?
Yeah,
we're done.
I was like, oh, I mean, because you start off with episode 5 when we came back, and it's like, all right. This is the episode. Yes. Like, I'm so freaking excited.
Yes.
And we pretty quickly got that first scene into the episode. I was like, yes, here we go. And then it was just like nothing else until like the last second of the last episode. I know we had other people in there, but
we didn't get to see them be happy. And I will okay, so that also happened with Kate and Anthony. That they weren't really together until the end. In comparison, there were so many scenes with the tension, with the buildup.
Yes, the romancing.
So it was still okay. It was that slow burn. We were like, come on, like. I mean, I feel like Colin and Penelope barely spent time together, especially after he found out. Like, I was mad at him in the book, how he reacted. I was even more mad in the show. I mean, he was mad for so long. I'm like, get over it. Like,
sleeping right outside the bedroom on the freaking couch for that long. I was irritated as more and more as I was watching this season.
Yeah. Because it's like, you got married. Like, now you've also taken away her like wedding night. Like, you made it something like you're not going to remember this as like some special evening. Like, it bugged me a lot, actually.
And I thought that I felt like this because, I read the book. I talked to my mom who has not read the books, and I was just like, "Hey, what'd you think?" And she's like, "I was really excited for the season. It didn't seem like the other seasons. It didn't seem as good." And I was like, "So somebody who hasn't even read the book, who doesn't have those expectations that we have, those of us who have read, they still didn't like it."
I was talking to a couple moms at the pool yesterday when we were talking about Bridgerton, and neither one of them have read the books. And one of them actually has not, actually, neither one of them have finished the season. And they said it's because they were like, I can't get myself motivated. Like, I've seen a few episodes, but I can't get myself motivated to keep going. That's an issue.
Yeah.
Like, I think I only did it because I don't know, I just had to, and I knew we were gonna have this coming up, and I was like, I kept thinking it's gonna get better.
Same. That's what kept me going.
As I
I
read
kept
the book,
expecting.
I thought it's gonna pick up. Next episode, it's gonna be good. And then it just kept getting worse. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Here, let's break it down with characters.
I think we should let's start with some positive. How about this?
Yeah.
And we start with the Featheringtons, because the Featheringtons were the highlight of this season, in my opinion.
They were. I actually like the Featheringtons a lot more now than I have in the past couple of seasons, which I'm surprisingly happy about.
Right.
I didn't think I would care one way or the other, but I really love all of them, I think.
Yeah, no, because I mean, okay, the first half of the season was more they were funny, we enjoyed like the humor, but like I actually like we got to see them. Obviously they're still have their own family dynamic. It's not like the Bridgertons. They're not all warm and fuzzy and loving and stuff, but I think there were plenty of moments to where you did see that they did care for each other, even if maybe they didn't like show it the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, Portia impressed me. Like, once she like kind of figured out like how she had been treating Penelope.
After I mean, Colin.
I will say that was an awesome moment. That was a moment that lived up to the books, with him, like the way he like told her off and said, you're not going to talk to her like this.
Yes. That was amazing. I'll give that.
I appreciated. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that change from the book, that they had them step up, because the Featheringtons in the book, I mean, Portia never gets better. She never really
yeah.
So I appreciate seeing that she was, she felt bad for the way she had treated her, and kind of
I loved seeing Portia and Penelope like getting along and communicating and like working together.
Yep.
That was,
I agree.
It was an unexpected positive in this season. Can we go ahead and say at the very end, Penelope's the only one who has a boy?
I know, right?
I do want to call out though that technically she was supposed to have a girl first.
Yeah, they did. She was, and her name was supposed to be Agatha, but that's okay.
I know.
They did the same thing.
I'll let it go.
They did the same thing with Daphne and Simon. They were supposed to have a girl first. They did, and they had a boy. Okay, like whatever.
Yeah,
those are little changes. That was because we needed someone to be. It was, I don't know. We needed someone to be there for the Featherington estate, so that like they didn't lose it all. I guess we could have had one of the other sisters have a boy, but I think it worked out better that they had girls. Like, no, I agree.
This is a future estate holder. When those kids are little, I don't think those sisters need to be running a household.
No, and can you imagine? Like, yeah, it's fine.
I bet their kids will be brighter with those guys.
Right. They're cute. They were cute, anyways, right? So we know that
they
part.
They were cute. I did appreciate the Featherington,
and that scene was cute too, because even was it? I'm trying to think which one it was. I think it was Philippa that made the comment about that maybe her daughter would grow up to be like a writer, like her Aunt Penelope. Like they showed like interest. I thought it was just really sweet that they were like showing interest in Penelope.
I did too.
Cool. Well, and the part at the ball with Philippa and the Varley release the bugs. And I mean, I know that was a little bit of her I do think that was her distracting.
I thought it was brilliant.
Penelope was going through. She was like, let's take the focus off of like her embarrassment.
She saved the little awkwardness. Yes. The bugs. I told you the bugs.
Butterflies.
So funny.
But here I was thinking really weird, creepy bugs too. And she's like, I didn't realize, we're Prudence. Like, different. And then what was it? Pregnancy though, made Prudence all soppy, which I thought was just adorable. Like
that was hilarious.
I loved it. That's so
Hilarious.
true because I mean, how often does that happen that becoming a mom or like being pregnant makes you all soppy and like emotional? And here, that's
Yep.
what happened to her. It was funny.
It's normal. It happens.
Yep. I loved it.
And while we're talking about the what would that be? The last ball
Yeah.
held by the sisters, which was really cute, by the way. That it was,
The
I
Dankworth tennis
loved
ball. So pretty.
they were like purple, orange, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna
It
be
looks so good.
so
Barley.
bad.
Barley pulled it off, right?
So good. I loved it. It was
Yeah.
the little flower thing that was the spinny thing, the queen.
Mhm.
It was beautiful. The last ball was beautiful, and I was way more than I thought it was going to be.
Mhm.
But also, we see that Lord Anderson is there with Violet.
I liked that.
I'm
I like
excited, and I love that we got that
yeah.
conversation between Lady D and Violet.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah, I
agree.
think we needed that, and I think they both needed that too. That was
Mhm.
a long time coming, and that was really sweet. I loved that moment.
Yeah. I
We
think
just
it's
want
cute.
Violet's garden tended. That's all.
Yeah, she needs a gardener. Don't we
Yeah.
all? But I mean, I think it's good. Like, I don't want to see us focus on it heavily because it's
No.
not necessary. We've talked about unnecessary storylines.
Now,
Fine.
I would love to see a Violet
A one
queen,
season,
like a queen, like a Queen Charlotte, how they
that would
did
be
with
great.
her.
Yes.
And I would love to see her Edmund's relationship
Me
in
too.
the past, and then also, you know, her
You could
present.
flash forward. She could be remember stuff with
Yeah,
Edmund. Yeah. No, I think
I
that'd
would
be great.
love to see both of that. So
It's a really
hopefully,
good
since we're not
idea.
getting Bridgerton until like 2025, probably, if we're gonna be serious, can we
Yeah,
stick a one of those in there?
you would think so,
I,
but
I'm hoping, because I would love to see a lot
yeah,
more of Violet and
yeah,
Edmund and Lord Anderson's like all story.
yeah. No, that's a good idea. Like a little like one-off season would be nice. I think with that
Oh yeah, I do.
because he was good. I didn't love the conflict between him and Lady Danbury. It felt kind of dumb.
It
Like
did feel
I
very
mean, I was like,
minimal.
why are we like? I mean, you feel this so strongly
Yeah.
over. I don't even what was it? I don't even remember because I feel like it
It
was just
well,
something
no, it
so
was
goofy.
important. It was when she was getting married off and she was going to try to run away and he didn't help her.
But didn't we find out he was like so young or something?
Yes, he was. He's like, I was too young. And
Like, what would
so,
you want him to do? Like, it just
oh,
seems
I
so
know.
weird. Like,
I
it
feel
was
like
just
she was
difficult
just
couple
holding on
person.
to a grudge that
Yeah,
she didn't know how to let go of it,
yeah. I'm glad we resolved that.
unfortunately.
I did. It was funny when she was kind of getting all the other mamas like after him, like all the other widows, just to keep him and Violet apart. That was kind of amusing, though.
Poor Violet, though.
I
I
know.
don't
I
feel
mean, I
bad.
kind of felt bad for her, but at the same time, like it was amusing to watch her kind of
It was.
all those other women on him.
I've gotten very protective over Mama Violet. So,
I love her so much.
what is going to happen to her whenever Violet and Anthony take over the house? Is she going to live there or is she going to move? Because in the
You know,
book, she moves.
she moves back to their little country home, and that's what she should do. I'm pretty sure. Like that's how it works, right? Or she find another home. I
But
don't know,
she
but she
still has
can't.
Gregory and
And
Hyacinth.
they would. Where would they go? Do they stay? I'm actually trying to remember in the book where they go because I know, like, I feel like I know Gregory and Kate have like a super close relationship. Like she's like a big part of like what helps him like
Hmm.
get with Lucy. So I feel like they've got to be really close. I don't know. I can't remember. I know you haven't
Hmm.
read that book,
No.
but Kate kind of plays a big part in that. And Gregory's kind of always I feel like they both kind of look at Anthony almost as a father figure.
Yeah. I wonder what they're going to do. I just
No,
don't see Violet like not being there to raise her kids. Like,
that house is huge. I don't understand why you would need to move out. Like it's
maybe
cool.
she
I
won't.
understand that like Kate can be the lady of the house. That's fine. That's the way it works. But like let her stay.
But also, now that we have Kate and Anthony going to India,
I'm worried. I hope that, which I understand that storyline is, I mean, like Jonathan Bailey had tons of projects going on. So, like, I'm sure that's what happened there. But, like, I can't lose.
I hope they like
I
come
need,
back though. And
but,
they're not
like,
going to be
that's
like a
what
Daphne and Simon.
I, I don't think they can, though, with him being the Viscount, right? I mean, but I know I thought the same thing. I was like, I don't want that to happen because Bridgerton without Jonathan Bailey would just not be the same.
I know. I don't want to start like losing everybody that's already gotten their seasons. I mean, that's just
No, I mean, because like with Daphne and Simon, it made sense because they are off. I mean, they have their own like
yeah, but
house
even
to
in the
run and
books,
things
Daphne
like
is
that.
still playing a part in the kids
She
in their
comes back
lives.
here and there, but like this, like Simon, we never see him again, like
Yeah.
after his book. So maybe once, I don't know.
Yeah, I know
So I'm
he's
hoping,
mentioned, but
like someone like when we do get, and maybe that's one of the reasons we're postponing Benedict's season. We'll talk more about him, but like Benedict will disappear from the mix once he gets his season because there's no reason for him and Sophie to be involved.
but they
So I
might
mean,
stick
I get
around.
it. They might. I don't know. I don't see it. You know. I mean, at least like with. I mean, I think Anthony and Kate are the ones that stay constant in all of the books because they are, heads of the household.
Yeah, I wonder about Paul.
I know you can't lose them. Maybe we keep her around just because
She's Lady Whistledown,
I know
so
she, been outed, but she still has her column. So maybe,
yeah, I think they'll stick around because of that.
yeah.
I wonder
'Cause
what
what
house.
we
Oh
do,
yeah, they already have their house. He already showed that's where they got it
so
on.
it's at least close by.
Yeah, so I guess they'll stay, hopefully,
Yeah.
in the show.
Because like Benedict and Sophie, of course, granted, I mean, we're talking about what happens in the books, and we've all seen that. Who knows?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't
But
matter.
yeah,
But that's our base. That's what we have. That's the only thing we have to go on. So
yeah.
that's where we're gonna keep going on.
I did love Kate and Anthony though this season. I will say that like they were only in a couple episodes, but they absolutely shined in the episodes that they were in.
They did, and I loved game night. By the way, was
They
it
were
charades?
so competitive in the charade. Yeah, I think it was charade.
Just
They
Anthony
called
just
it charade.
shouting out answers.
Random stuff that I'm like, Anthony doesn't make sense. But you could see that Kate was right next to him. It's not like she was like, I feel like if that was my husband, I'd be like, calm down. Like she was right there with him. Like they were both like in this game.
Oh,
And
they had to win.
that was a small little detail that I love that they did because we know that that's their personalities. And I don't know,
Yeah.
that was cute. I love that part too.
I definitely clocked it. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, it made me laugh. I was like, that's
Jonathan
great.
Bailey is just, he's so fantastic. And I don't want to just
Mhm.
talk about him, but like everything he does is like perfection.
Oh, he was. He's great in every freaking season.
Yes.
I wish I could say something bad.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think they're all great, but there's something I think he shines, and maybe that's why you have to keep him off screen a little bit because I feel like he will take the focus if he's there. At least he does for me. I don't know.
Yes, and now he's gonna be a dad.
I know.
Yay. I'm so excited about their news.
I'm
I kept
excited
wanting
for
to
them.
share, and I'm like, it's okay, go ahead, share.
It's fine. Like, and I love that because we don't get to see Daphne's kids, So like I like that. Like every once in a while we get a clip of like Violet, but I would want to see Violet be like a grandma. Like I think she'll just be the best.
Oh yeah, she will. I can't wait.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like the next little Lady Danbury in society.
Love it. I love it.
Let's talk about the wedding because that was a pretty wedding.
It was.
We don't have too much to say over it. It was very small, very quick. We did not stay on that very long.
Nope.
But Penelope looked beautiful.
Pretty.
That dress was so gorgeous on her and enhanced all her natural features and curves. She looked absolutely beautiful.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, Colin still stayed mad at her. Like, sir, did you see how beautiful she looked? How are you still mad at her?
And I'm like looking at a picture right now. I'm like, gosh, she looks so freaking pretty.
Yes.
And all the colors were that blue and light green and just cream. It was such a beautiful wedding. It was like extravagant yet like toned down.
I know what you mean. Yeah, no, I think it was perfect. I liked it.
But he was still an a-hole after the wedding.
He was.
And I'll forgive him one day, maybe.
I mean, if they had given us a chance to forgive him, we didn't really get to see him like grovel or like
nothing.
And
I'm not very happy about it.
No, I don't know. I'm just so I don't know. It's hard to like talk about this with any kind of excitement.
I know. I'm trying.
I know.
I'm trying.
I do not want Bridgerton to not come back. I mean, I don't want this to like ruin things, but like I really feel like they've got to fix next season or
another. If you want to do one bad season, do one bad season. I'm mad you did it on this season, but
I mean, They were only renewed through season 4. Like they still have to get renewed beyond that. So it's like, you're going to need to fix this, or I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, they're going to have to step up. We don't even know who next season's about yet.
We don't. But let me tell you all that, like, I want with everything in me to see Hyacinth and Gregory get their stories, because they are two of the best stories. And those actors, they are already like, are fantastic. Like,
yes.
By the time we get to them, they're going to be old enough to pull this off themselves. Like, I want to see them get the chance to do this, but I'm worried.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we're pretty safe with Shonda.
Maybe. I've seen no positive
this season. I know.
Feedback.
I know. And I feel bad. Like, I really do feel bad, because I think it's a great series.
Yeah.
This season just...
Well,
you could tell it was different people involved.
Yes.
For sure. And they tried to take their way too creative spin on this.
Yeah.
And it fell flat. We had a good thing going.
We had the best thing going. I am like the biggest Bridgerton fan ever. And now I'm just like, oh, like, come on.
I know.
Well, let's discuss some of I know that we both have the same issue. I mean, it's Benedict and it's Francesca, basically, were the two biggest. Like,
those are the two biggest problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Benedict was...
I don't understand. Like,
it felt way too forced and out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
And not even out of the blue, because they've kind of been hinting at this, but it took him from, I don't know, it did not feel natural, or like it went with the story. It just felt like it was thrown in there. It just didn't feel like it flowed.
Mm-hmm.
It felt so out of character every time we went back to these scenes. I was like, okay, we're back here again.
Yeah.
And I like steamy scenes.
Me too. I mean,
but there was
just...
I'm sorry, it did not.
For what?
I didn't like the girl. I think like
he had
the guy.
no chemistry with Lady Tilly. I mean, honestly, I probably liked the guy better than I did with her, if I'm being a little bit honest. I didn't love that either. And I want to say, I don't actually care. Like, if we had taken Benedict in the direction of him being gay, or him being just, fluid or whatever, I'm actually okay with that, because I think, I mean, since the show started, I feel like we've seen little hints that his sexuality is a little more open than maybe some of the others. So, like, I'm okay with if we had went that direction. If we had decided that, that's one of my things, like, we went that way with someone else, I don't actually care. If we had wanted to change up Benedict's story to, say, give him a relationship with a man instead of Sophie, I actually think I could have gotten on board with that, because his relationship with Sophie is already a forbidden romance, in that she was a servant, and it's already something that has to kind of be hidden from society and things like this for a while. So if you were going to pick one sibling to take that direction with, granted, I just want to keep them all the same because I just love the stories, but if we were picking one, I think his made the most sense to do that with.
Oh, I don't agree.
Because we had already
love Sophie's story so much.
I do too, but like, I'm just saying, if I could separate the two, like, because show Benedict and book Benedict, they are already very different. I will admit that, like,
yeah,
they're not the same.
No, I agree.
I love Sophie too, but I just feel like I could have gotten on board with that one if you had made it happen correctly.
No, I
don't know.
I just love, I mean, I love the books. It's hard for me. I don't mind changes.
Yeah.
When it goes to book to TV, I really don't. That's normal.
People talk about changes though. Like, I feel like changing the gender of someone, that is a large change to make. We're not talking about like where we make them like have dark hair instead of blonde hair. Like, that's not the same thing that we're talking about. Like, changes, like
add a character in, cool.
Yeah,
add a storyline in, cool. But there's too many.
A main character, I know, because I've heard a lot of people like, oh yeah, we're just saying you want to add like a side character and let them have the like gay relationship. No, actually, I'm not. Like, I don't even care if you wouldn't, like, we had like in Queen Charlotte, we had Reynolds and I can't think of his name, and I don't feel like they weren't side characters. They were definitely like kind of main characters next to, Charlotte and the King. If we could have dove more into that, I absolutely adored that storyline.
I did too. I wish we got more of them.
It's just the change. And I know not everybody has read the book, and that's fine, but like, a lot of us have. So
Yeah.
it's just strange. And I don't know.
Like, why go from book to TV if you're going to change most
That
things?
much.
I
Yep.
mean, don't call it Bridgerton. I'm sorry, but
I'm just not, I'm just not happy.
oh,
But I mean, like I
no.
said, Benedict, I mean, and why did we not? I was convinced that we were going to meet Sophie this season. I was absolutely convinced.
I
And
was
still,
hoping we would, because I was like, ooh, if we get to meet Sophie this season, then we definitely know that Benedict's season is next season.
but what I sent you all that article that we're still, they've not announced, and they said that he's still like, we're still going to continue with the fluidity of his sexuality. What does that mean? Like,
So are we doing Eloise next?
I don't know. They've not said either way.
I know,
They've
I'm
also said
thinking.
about Eloise that they're looking. What was that article I sent to you all? Something about like, I don't know, trying to find the right person for her. And everybody was really mad because they're like, no, we've already introduced the right person for her. Like he already exists in the show. So like you definitely can't change that one because Sir Philip
No.
exists. Like he's already been introduced.
I'm gonna be really mad if they start changing all that.
I probably won't watch if we changed. I mean, we've already made the biggest change that we haven't even discussed yet because I'm gonna like lose it. But I don't know. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It's hard to be happy when you like there was like it was just kind of thrown at us. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe we still do. They did mention it what in the last episode. So they mentioned something about mom's like masquerade ball.
That's where we should meet
That's
Sophie.
where we meet Sophie. If we don't, that's strange. Now, if it's fine, I guess if you meet her, we have to give it a little time because there is supposed to be some time in between when we first see her until when we meet her again.
I mean, they might change that. That could be a change I can go for. I don't care if they do that. We can, meet her and then he sees her a few weeks later.
Yeah,
that's fine. We don't have to have that big of a break. Just don't change anything else.
Yeah,
you can change other things, just small things.
So let's talk about their big change. Okay, so my issue is obviously I feel like everybody's watched, you guys know, it's changing Michael Sterling to Michaela Sterling. Michael Sterling, I think I said it to you all in the chat so many times. Oh, I love Anthony Bridgerton, but wait till Michael Sterling appears. He's going to take the title. Well, I guess Anthony can keep it because there is going to be no Michael Sterling anymore.
What if they like totally throw us off and she has like a twin brother named Michael?
Well, I thought that too, but I think it's been confirmed that Francesca's storyline is going to be a queer storyline. And
okay, so I haven't read Francesca's book, so I really might not now.
No, do it, because if you never get to meet Michael Sterling, your life will not be it will not be complete.
I know, but then I'm not gonna like the show.
Oh, we're not gonna like it anyway, so you might as well go ahead. Here's my thing, and I just want to say I don't actually care that she's going to be with a woman. Like that's not I just want to say that.
I get it.
Because I love all kinds of relationships in my shows, in my books, all of that. Okay. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest issue is that, and I mean, Beta hasn't read it yet, but there are certain key points to her story that you cannot do with a woman. Her story deals with some infertility.
Mm.
You can't she can't have Michaela's baby. That's not biologically possible, especially not back then. We can't go and implant.
We don't have like IVF and stuff back.
Yeah,
back
so like
then.
it's not so the only way we're going to be able to do this is she's going to have John's baby, which was a big storyline in the book that she did not. She ends up having a miscarriage. It's it's really sad, whatever, after she's lost John.
But maybe she does have the baby.
She's going to have to though, because here's what I was thinking. Otherwise, who gets the title? Because that's the thing. When he passes away, that the Earl of Kilmartin is now Michael Sterling, his cousin. The title passes to Michael. It can't pass. Francesca, we've already established that she can't she can't hold that land and that title without a husband.
Mm-hmm.
It can't go to Michaela. Michaela's a woman. So unless Francesca has John's baby, then she loses all of that, right? I'm thinking about this correctly.
Yeah. Unless they change something to make it work to their narrative. You're right.
Because we talked about that with Lady Danbury. That was the big thing, that her son passed on to him. Like she didn't get to stay in charge of everything.
And that's why
to the male heir.
The Mondricks,
that's how
their youngest son is technically the lord of the house.
Yeah.
So
that's a big storyline plot hole. So that's the fact that Michaela is a woman is not my hugest, that's not a word, is not the biggest issue here, because I could fall in love with Francesca and Michaela as a couple if I needed to. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Michael's Sterling's like top 10 book boyfriend ever. So like, I love him, but I could do that. I could make that shift if I needed to. But you can't continue. You're going to have to change her story completely. Not only that, someone mentioned this in like a group too, and I was like, oh, you know how like they've been, since the seasons come out, they go back and they change the covers of the books with the actors. So are you going to put two women on the cover of a book that is called When He Was Wicked? That, I mean, it literally says he in the title of the story.
I wonder what they are going to do with that.
Yeah. I mean, that one's got that one, and then like Hyacinth's, like that, it's in his kiss. I mean, like there's an actual pronoun in the title of the book. So how do you I mean, do you you can't change the title of the book to When She Was Wicked? I mean,
no, you can't do that.
So that's strange.
Or they're just not going to change the cover of just that one book.
And then that's gonna, I mean, that would make me irritated if I owned the ones that had like the people on them.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't have a set.
Or maybe they just put the two women on there and keep the title as he. Just be like weird.
So strange. And okay, last thing on my soapbox. It also bothered me that at the wedding, Francesca and John's wedding, first of all, she looked beautiful. I thought she looked, I even liked her more than Penelope's dress. I just thought it suited her so well. She was
beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
But when her and John kissed and there was no chemistry, like she had that weird look on her face.
Nothing.
And then she met Michaela later and it was like these weird sparks and she stuttered like Violet talked about, like when the fact that that is totally discrediting her love for John is probably my biggest issue, because like that was also in the book. It's not like Francesca, she knows Michael, her and Michael are friends. There is no love on her end until John is gone. John is it for her. She's madly in love. Now Michael has feelings for her, but he shoves them down, and you know, because that's his cousin's wife and he's not going to say anything, obviously.
Yeah. Oh,
there's just everything about the story. He tells her these like stories about like his trips kind of being a rake and kind of being all crazy or whatever. Obviously that can't happen because Michaela can't be out doing this stuff. There's just so much that like you're going to have to change everything about her story.
Yeah, they are. If they're going to go that route. I don't know why they would go that route.
It's not a little change.
No.
So that's why I say if we were going to do it, I feel like Benedict's would have been easier, because it would have just been literally just the gender swap. You could have still kind of kept the same, like you could have met at a masquerade ball. He could have been a servant. Like you still could have kept the same storyline going.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just feel like it would have been an easier switch. I haven't read Eloise's book, so she's the other option on the table that people talk about. I don't know. So I don't know if that would, but that one, I mean, that person already exists, so we can't do that.
Yeah, that would really anger me.
Yeah.
For Eloise's to change. Even though I will say I was a little disappointed. Two things I was disappointed with Eloise's story. One, we didn't see any ink on her hands the entire season.
Nope.
And we should have. Nope. She should have already been talking.
Yep.
Second of all, why is she going to India?
You mean Scotland? She's going to Scotland. Yeah. That's weird. Unless for some reason there is when she's going to start communicating, maybe because she's got time to write letters because she's away. Maybe we're going to start that correspondence while she's in Scotland. Maybe. I don't know. The timelines are already screwed up because like we said, I mean, Eloise, Francesca, and Colin all basically happen at the same time. It's like you could almost tandem read those, like they're happening in the same like time.
I do find it very odd when Eloise invited herself on their freaking honeymoon.
Yeah,
to like that's their honeymoon period. Why would you just invite yourself?
I guess Michaela's gonna be there too, so it's just a big party. I don't know.
It made me like think twice when I was like, are you seriously inviting yourself?
Two people that are super introverted and like their space anyways, and now like
I know she's like, so I'm gonna have my own space, I'm gonna find myself, and then everyone's like, I want to go.
Yeah,
back off.
No, she's going to Scotland to get away from you all. Like this was the whole point.
She's running. Oh no.
But I don't know. So look, I want to be hopeful, and I'm not trying. I still love Bridgerton, but it's got like one more season to fix itself. I think if for me,
Yeah,
if I'm
no, if next
unhappy with next
season
season, I'm just done.
stinks,
I'll just reread the books and just be done with it.
yeah,
Yeah,
it would take a lot for me to keep watching if next season was just as bad as this season.
I'll just watch season 2 on loop.
Let me say, there's good parts in this season. Like there are good parts.
There were. It's hard for me to like think about them though.
But
The first half started strong.
see, I didn't even think the first half was that strong. I thought the balloon was stupid.
It was stupid.
I
Maybe I was
mean,
just being hopeful. I don't know.
I wasn't that happy with the first half. And I rewatched the first half and I still wasn't that happy about it.
The carriage scene was good. I will say the carriage scene was
The
good.
carriage scene was good. That was the best part of the freaking.
You know what else? I was thinking about, Bridgerton's like big on these like declarations of love. We've got the whole "I burned for you" on the honeymoon night where they, have their big talk. Or his like talk at the wedding when he's like, about meeting your best friend and all of these things.
Yep.
Anthony's full of these, with his like bane of your we're full of it. Even in Queen Charlotte, the whole like declaration of like, my heart calls your name. Like, I cannot tell you of one of those moments that Colin had this season.
No, it's
I
like,
don't have
you're
anything to
marrying
quote.
me. I'm sleeping on the couch. How
I
dare
don't.
you? It was just, I don't know. I think maybe I was too hopeful. Maybe I was expecting too much. Maybe I put them on a pedestal. I don't know.
They hyped it up for us.
They hyped it up so much that it just fell completely flat, unfortunately.
And you know what? This is weird to me as well. And this isn't a knock against Luke and Nicola, because we've seen them in interviews and they have tons of chemistry.
Yes. It did not come through on screen.
For some reason, it did not come through. And so that I have to blame on like the
director and the producer.
Because
yeah,
the way you did those scenes took away like whatever chemistry they had, which is so strange to me. I don't know. I don't have much good to say, and I feel really bad for not having much good to say.
We're both in the same boat.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
and like I said, that was like this cast. They are full of so many talented people.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't want this to not continue. Like, I want them to have the opportunity to keep these roles and to keep doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have not seen any good feedback.
I haven't either. Most people are saying the same things we're saying.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I'm just not happy with it.
No. I will. We don't really have too much else to discuss with this, unfortunately. But I do want to say we'll leave it on a good note. Okay. I did really enjoy, and I was happy with when Penelope stands up for herself.
Yes.
In front of the queen and in front of everybody in the town or in the ton.
Yeah.
I love that scene. I think she seemed strong. I just said I was going to live it on a positive note.
I know. I can see
one more. You can see me going. I feel like Penelope in the books is a little bit more sure of herself.
Yes.
And I feel like when it comes on screen, like you can flick her in the nose and she would go crying backwards. And I hate that.
And it's so funny because it comes and goes.
Yes.
Sometimes she
stand up for yourself.
And then all of a sudden she's like cowering. And I'm like,
yes.
For me, I just don't see where Colin made her a better person this season. I don't see where he's her. I don't see them as being like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
I know.
I feel like Penelope seemed weaker this season.
She did. And that was a very big disappointment. But that's also why I love the end, because she finally does stand up for herself. Yes. And she makes the speech and she's like, this is what I'm going to do. And, it was at least a good
I agree with
feeling of that ending of her finally growing some.
Yeah.
I needed to see that because every time she would cower or anything like that, it was making me a little angry inside. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, she's supposed to be strong and stand up for herself. And, and we just, we didn't get that. And again, that was directing. That was full on director. That's what the director is telling her to do. So again, I love the actors. I did not like the director of the series with this season.
Agreed.
So sorry.
No, I feel so bad.
Oh,
That's an
no.
honest review, and I don't think I think we're in the majority.
We
in
are.
what we're saying, so
We are. And if we got something completely wrong and we missed something,
please
tell
tell
us
us
in
your
the
take.
comments.
Yeah,
Give
I
us
mean,
your
like,
takes. Give us your opinions
absolutely.
on this. Maybe we're not seeing something or miss something
Yeah.
because, like we said, we're not going to be rewatching it.
And I'm gonna, I'll just let it settle. I mean, I'll admit the whole Michaela thing. I am mostly hurt. I need you all just to understand it. Like if you don't understand how much I loved Michael Sterling.
She does. She talked about it all the time.
Like, so it was just like a major shock to me. And so maybe once I see them on screen, the lady playing Michaela is a beautiful woman.
Oh, she's
Like,
gorgeous.
I mean, maybe when I see it play out on screen, I will feel differently. I'm gonna give it a shot,
Yeah.
but
Not happily.
I'm just disappointed in it.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed in you.
I mean, that's a very mom thing to say. Jess Brownwell, and that her name. We're just really disappointed.
Just really disappointed in you right now.
Yeah. So that is all that we have on this, but I think coming up, I know that summer's coming up, so we're gonna be taking a break here soon, but still to go, I'm pretty sure we have The Bear is coming out. It's coming out any minute now here that we're like, I don't know when this is gonna actually where we're recording. I feel like The Bear is supposed to be the new season is coming out really soon. Once that's watched, we're gonna do, an episode on that and
Isn't
all
it
of
tomorrow?
that. It might be tomorrow.
No,
I know
it's June 27th.
Okay, so June 27th, that is coming out. We'll get that watched and be doing a review on that one for you. Real excited about that. If you haven't seen that, watch all of those because The Bear is fantastic. It's on Hulu. And then make sure to follow us on all of our socials. It's Fandom Family Chats on TikTok, Instagram, and now on Facebook. We just have that one group where we've got everything. So come join us there and just chat with us about whatever you're obsessing over this summer and, give us some suggestions on things that we should be watching this summer, right? We're always looking for new suggestions on that stuff. So let us know. And that's it. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Loving our content? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to share our podcast with your family and friends. We want to continue the conversation with you. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok under Fandom Family Chats, or one of our ever-growing Facebook groups by searching Family Fan Club. We've also launched a website, Family Fan Club 2021 at wixsite.com. You can email us there and keep checking it for announcements and merch coming soon. And of course, be sure to tune in every week for new episodes discussing all your favorite shows.